So Srila Prabhupada said that if I have any criticism of you, is that you do not read my books. So we've arranged these two classes to kind of facilitate better hearing and chanting of Srila Prabhupada's books. First, the Chaitanya Caritamrta. When Lord Chaitanya came to this world, he gave a very special form of Braj Bhakti. And prior to that, when he came as Krishna, he said, Sarva dharmam parityaja mamikam sharanam braja, that if you simply surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. But few did that. So Krishna thought, better I come in a way that we will be able to give full facilitation for hearing and chanting. So he came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we're going to relish some of the readings here. And Sridham Prabhu will be reading this morning. So listen very attentively, and then at some point you'll get an opportunity perhaps to speak a little bit, to share something that touched your heart in the reading today.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So we start Adi Lila, chapter 1, text number 1. Vande Gurum Isha Bhaktan Isha Tarakan Tat Prakasham Chatach Chaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Samjnakam. Translation: I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnation, His plenary portions, His energies, and the primeval Lord Himself, Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Text 2. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandao Sahuditao Gaudo Daye Pushpa Bantao Chitrao Sham Dao Tamo Nudao. Translation: I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, who are like the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gaudiya to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, and thus wonderfully bestow benedictions upon all. Text 3. Yad Advaitam Brahmopanishadi Tad Api Ashav Tanobha Ya Atmantarya Yami Purusha Itesho Shamsa Vibhavaha Sad Aishvaryahi Purnoya Eha Bhagavan Sha Strayam Ayayam Na Chaitanyat Krishnaj Jakate Para Tatvam Param Eha. Translation: what the Upanishads describe as the impersonal Brahman is but the effulgence of his body, and the Lord known as the Supersoul is but his localized plenary portion. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, full with 6 opulences. He is the absolute truth, and no other truth is greater than or equal to him. Text 4. Anarpita charam im chirat kauranaya vatirnaha kalau samarpayitum onatojvala rasham sva bhakti sriyam Hare Purata Sundara Jyoti Kadamba Samdhipitaha Sada Hridaya Kandare Spurato Vasachit Anandanaha. Translation: may the Supreme Lord is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotion service, the mellow of conjugal love. Text 5. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shaktir Ashmad Ekatmanau Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bedam Gatau Tau Chaitanya Yakyam Prakatam Adhuna Tadvayam Shaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Jyoti Suvalitam Naomi Krishna Sarupam. Translation. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. Text 6. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Chidrisho Vanayauva Swadyo Yena Bhuta Madhurima Kidirsha Vamadiyaha Saukyam Chasya Mad Anabhavata Kidrisham Vito Viti Lobhat Tad Bhavadyaha Samajani Sachi Garba Siddhau Harindo. Translation. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him, that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Text 7. Sankarshanaha Karana Toya Sayi Garbhoda Sayi Cha Payobd Hi Sayi Seshascha Yasham Shakala Sanitya Nandakya Rama Saranam Mamashtu. May Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshan, Sesha Naga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana ocean, Garba ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. Text 8. Mayi te te vyapi vaikunta loke purnaish varye Shri Chatur Vyuha Madhye Rupam Yashod Bhati Sankarshanakyam Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Translation. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshan, in the midst of the Chatur Vyuha, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. Text 9. Maya Bhartayan Janda Sankhya Rajyangaha Shete Sakshat Karanam Buddhi Madhye Yashaikam Sha Sri Pumam Adi Devas Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Translation. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation, called Karadakasai Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes. Text 10. Yashyam samsayaha srila garbhoda saye yan abhe ajam loka sanghata nalam loka shrashtu shutika dama datush tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Translation. I offer my full obeisances under the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakaishi Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakaishi Vishnu sprouts sprouts a lotus that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. Text 11. Yashyam samsayaha parat makhilanam poshta vishnur bhati doghadbhi saye shauni bharta yatkala shopi anantash tam shri nityananda ramam prapadye. Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Kshirodakaishi Vishnu is the supersoul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Seshanaga is his further subpart. Text 12. Mahavishnur Jagat Karta Mayaya Vyaha Srijate Adaha Tashavatara Evayam Advaita Charya Ishvaraha. Translation. Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. Text 13. Advaitam Harina Dvaitad Acharyam Bhakti Samshanat Bhaktavataram Isham Tam Advaita Charyam Ashraye. Translation. Because he is the non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. And because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. Text 14. Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. Translation. I offer my obeisances on the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is none different from his features as a devotee, devotional incarnation, devotional manifestation, pure devotee, and devotional energy. Text 15. Jayatam Saratau Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvashiva Padam Bojau Radha Mohana Mohanau. Translation. Glory to the all-merciful Radha and Madan Mohana. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. Text 16. Devyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Shrimad Ratnangara Samsanadstau Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devau Prishtali Bihi Sevyamanaus Smarame. Translation. In the temple of the jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desire tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon all effulgent throne. An effulgent throne, I offer my humble obeisances unto them. Text 17. Shriman Rasa Rasarambe Vamshi Vata Tata Shtitaha Karshan Venoswanir Gopir Gopinatha Sriyastunaha. Translation. Sri Srila Gopinath, who originated the transcendental mellow of the rasa dance, stands on the shore of Vamshivata and attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. May they all confer upon us their benediction. Text 18. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation. Glory to Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda. Glory to Advaita Chandra, and glory to all the devotees of Sri Gaura, Lord Chaitanya. Text 19. Etena takura gaujake kariya chena atmasat tenera charana vandantene moranata. Translation. These three deities of Vrindavan, Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, have absorbed the heart and soul of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, followers of Lord Chaitanya. I worship their lotus feet, for they are the lords of my heart. Purport. The author of Sri Chaitanya Caritamrta offers his respectful obeisances unto the three deities of Vrindavan named Sri Radha Madan Mohana, Sri Radha Govinda Deva, and Sri Radha Gopinath Taji. These three deities are the life and soul of the Bengali Vaishnavas or Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who have a natural aptitude for residing in Vrindavan. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who follow strictly in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worship the divinity by chanting transcendental sounds meant to develop a sense of one's transcendental relationship with the Supreme Lord, a reciprocation of mellows, rasas of mutual affection, and ultimately the achievement of the desired success in loving service. These three deities are worshipped in three different stages of one's development. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu scrupulously follow these principles of approach. Gaudiya Vaishnava perceive the ultimate objective in Vedic hymns composed of 18 transcendental letters that adore Krishna as Madan Mohana, Govinda, and Gopinath Vallabha. Gopijana Vallabha. Madan Mohana is he who charms Cupid, the god of love. Govinda is he who pleases the senses and the cows. And Gopijana Vallabha is a transcendental lover of the gopis. Krishna himself is called Madan Mohana, Govinda, Gopijana Vallabha, and countless other names as he plays in his different pastimes with his devotees. The three deities, Madan Mohana, Govinda, and Gopijana Vallabha, have very specific qualities. Worship of Madan Mohana is on the platform of re-establishing our forgotten relationship with the personality of Godhead. In the material world, we are presently in utter ignorance of our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Pango refers to one who cannot move independently by his own strength, and Manda Matehe is one who is less intelligent because he is too absorbed in materialistic activities. It is best for each person not to aspire for success in fruitive activities or mental speculation, but instead simply to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The perfection of life is simply to surrender to the Supreme. In the beginning of our spiritual life, we must therefore worship Madan Mohana, so that he may attract us and nullify our attachment for material sense gratification. This relationship with Madan Mohana is necessary for neophyte devotees. When one wishes to render service to the Lord with strong attachment, one worships Govinda on the platform of transcendental service. Govinda is a reservoir of all pleasures. When, by the grace of Krishna and the devotees, one reaches perfection in devotional service, he can appreciate Krishna as Gopijana Vallabha, the pleasure deity of the damsels of Vraja. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this mood of devotional service in three stages, and therefore these worshipable deities were installed in Vrindavan by different gopis. They are very dear to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas there, who visit the temples at least once a day. Besides the temples of these three deities, many other temples have been established in Vrindavan, such as the temple of Radha Damodar of Jiva Goswami, the temple of Shamasundar or Shamananda Goswami, the temple of Gokulananda of Lokanath Goswami, and the temple of Radharaman of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. These are 7 principal temples over 400 years old that are the most important of the 5,000 temples now existing in Vrindavan. Gaudiya indicates the part of India between the southern side of the Himalayan mountains and the northern part of the Vindhya hills, which is called Aryavarta, or the land of the Aryans. This position of India is divided into 5 parts or provinces: Pancha Gauda Desha, Sarasvata, Kashmir and Punjab, Kanjakubja, Uttar Pradesh, including the modern city of Lucknow, Madhya Gauda, Madhya Pradesh, Matila, Bihar and part of Bengal, and Utkala, part of Bengal and the whole of Orissa. Bengal is sometimes called Gauda Desha, partly because it forms a portion of Maitila, and partly because the capital of the Hindu king Raja Lakshmana's Sena was known as Gauda. This old capital later came to be known as Gaudapura and gradually Mayapur. The devotees of Orissa are called Odiyas. The devotees of Bengal are called Gaudiyas. And the devotees of southern India are known as Dravida devotees. As there are 5 provinces in Aryavarta, so Dakshinatya, southern India, is also divided into 5 provinces, which are called Pancha Dravida. The 4 Vaishnava acharyas, who are the great authorities of the 4 Vaishnava disciplic successions, as well as Shripad Sankaracharya of the Mayavada school, appeared in the Pancha Dravida provinces. Among the 4 Vaishnava acharyas, who are all accepted by the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Sri Ramanuja Acharya appeared in the southern part of Andhra Pradesh at Mahaputtapuri. Sri Madhva Acharya appeared in Pajakam near Vimanagiri in the district of Mangalore. Sri Vishnu Swami appeared at Padya, and Sri Nimbarka appeared at Mogera Patana in the extreme south. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the chain of the succession from Madhva Acharya. But the Vaishnavas in his line do not accept the Tattvavadis, who also claim to belong to the Madhva Sampradaya. To distinguish themselves clearly from the Tattvavadi branch of Madhava's descendants, the Vaishnavas of Bengal prefer to call themselves Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sri Madhva Acharya is also known as Sri Gauda Puranananda, and therefore the name Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is quite suitable for the disciplic succession of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Our spiritual master Om Vishnupad Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj accepted initiation in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Text 20. Grantera arambhe kare mangala charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tineras Smarana. Translation. In the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benedictions. Text 21. Tenera Smarane Haya Vigna Vinashana Anayesha Haya Nija Vachita Purana. Translation. Such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desires. Text 22. She Mangala Charana Haya Trevidha Prakara Vashtu Nirdesha Ashiravada Namaskara. Translation. The invocation involves 3 processes: defining the objective, offering benedictions, and offering obeisances. Text 23. Pratama Dui Sloke Ishta Deva Namaskara Shamanya Veshesha Rupi Duitva Prakara. Translation. The first 2 verses offer respectful obeisances generally and specifically to the Lord, who is the object of worship. Text 24. Triteya Shlokete Kare Vashtura Nirdesha Yaha Ha Iti Jani Paratavera Urdesha. Translation. In the 3rd verse, I indicate the absolute truth, who is the ultimate substance. With such a description, one can visualize the supreme truth. Text 25. Chaturtha Shlokete Kare Jagate Ashiravada Sharvatra Magiye Krishna Chaitanya Prasada. Translation. In the 4th verse, I have invoked the benediction of the Lord upon all the world, praying to Lord Chaitanya for his mercy upon all. Text 26. Se shloke kahi baya vatana karana pancha sanshashta shloke kahi mula prayojana. Translation. In that verse, I have also explained the external reason for Lord Chaitanya's incarnation, but in the 5th and 6th verses, I have explained the prime reason for his advent. Text 27. Echaya shloke kahi chaitanyera tattva ara pancha shloke nityanandera mahatva. Translation. In these 6 verses, I have described the truth about Lord Chaitanya, whereas in the next 5, I have described the glory of Lord Nityananda. Text 28. Ara dwi sloke advaita tatvakyana ara eka sloke panchatatvera vyakyana. Translation. The next 2 verses describe the truth of Advaita Prabhu, and the following verses describe the Panchatattva, the Lord, His plenary portion, His incarnation, His energies, and His devotees. Text 29. E chaudha sloke kare mangala charana tanhe madhye kahi sabha vashto nirupana. Translation. These 14 verses, therefore, offer auspicious invocations and describe the supreme truth. Text 30. Shaba Srota Vaishnavera Kari Namaskara E Shaba Slokera Kari Arta Vichara. Translation. I offer my obeisances unto all my Vaishnava readers as I begin to explain the intricacies of all these verses. Text 31. Shakala Vaishnava Shuna Kari Akera Eka Mana Chaitanya Krishnera Shastra Mata Nirupana. Translation. I request all my Vaishnava readers to read and hear with rapt attention this narration of Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, as inculcated in the revealed scriptures. Purport. Lord Chaitanya is the absolute truth, Krishna himself. This is substantiated by evidence from the authentic spiritual scriptures. Sometimes people accept a man as God on the basis of their whimsical sentiments and without reference to the revealed scriptures. But the author of Chaitanya Caritamrta proves all his statements by citing Shastras. Thus, he establishes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 32. Krishna Guru Bhakta Shakti Avatara Prakasha Krishna Echaya Rupi Charena Vilasha. Translation. Lord Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as the spiritual master, the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions. They are all 6 in 1. Text 33. Echaya Tavera Kare Charana Vandana Pratame Samanye Kari Mangala Charana. Translation. I therefore worship the lotus feet of these 6 diversities of the one truth by invoking their benedictions. Text 34. Vande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Ishava Tarakan Tat Prakashamscha Tach Chaktihi Krishna Chaitanya Samnyakam. Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, His plenary portions, His energies, and the primeval Lord Himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Purport. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has composed this Sanskrit verse for the beginning of his book, and now he will explain it in detail. He offers his respectful obeisances to the 6 principles of the Absolute Truth. Gurun is plural in the number because anyone who gives spiritual instructions based on the revealed scriptures is accepted as a spiritual master. Although others give help in showing the way to beginners, the guru who first initiates one with the Maha Mantra is to be known as the initiator, and the saints who give instructions for progressive advancement in Krishna consciousness are called instructing spiritual masters. The initiating and instructing spiritual masters are equal and identical manifestation of Krishna, although they have different dealings. Their function is to guide the conditioned souls back home to Godhead. Therefore, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami accepted Nityananda Prabhu and the 6 Goswamis in the category of Guru. Isha Bhaktan refers to the devotees of the Lord like Sri Srivas and all others and all such followers who are the energy of the Lord and are qualitatively non-different from Him. Ishavatarakan refers to acharyas like Advaita Prabhu, who is an avatara of the Lord. Tat Prakasham indicates the different manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nityananda Prabhu, and the initiating spiritual master. Tat Shaktihi refers to the spiritual energies, Shaktis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar, Damodar, and Jagadananda belong to this category of internal energy. The six principles are differently manifested, but all equally worshipable. Krishnadas Kaviraj begins by offering his obeisances unto them to teach us the method of worshipping Lord Chaitanya. The external potency of Godhead, called Maya, can never associate with the Lord, just as darkness cannot remain in the presence of light. Yet darkness, being but an illusory and temporary covering of light, has no existence independent of light. I can stop here, right?
That was it?
It's up to you very much.
Okay. Have you any thoughts from hearing this? We can hear from you first. Anything? Yes.
I have two things for Maharaj. First, in text 20.
Should we mic him?
Yes.
Meron ba mic?
Yung mic.
This one? Pakibigay ko.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, First Guru Maharaj, for assembling this reading for Chaitanya Caritamrta. And thank you, Sridham Prabhu, for reading. The first thing that caught my heart was in text 20. It was explained how we can approach the three deities, main deities of Vrindavan, the Radha, Madan Mohan, Gopinath, and Govindadev. That because of that explanation, somehow my understanding of the deities becomes deeper, in a sense that there's a understanding of how to approach them, in a sense that what kind of, based on their personality, right? Radha, Madan Mohan is you approach them so that you're not attracted to the material energy, and then you approach Govindadev for the service, right? And then Gopinath for a conjugal love, right? So there's certain ways of approaching them, and it makes the relationship to the deities more personal.
Mm.
Yeah. And then number two is in text 32. If I'm not wrong, the author is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami.
Mm.
And even him, he put in a verse, he's pleading to us to read with rapt attention, right? And he's already the one who wrote it, who compiled it, and made all the necessary steps for us to have it today, and along with all the acharyas. And they are also the ones who's pleading to us to read it. And so really their mercy is, it penetrates our hearts, that they have that kind of compassion for all living beings. And yeah, it moves me, at least, to follow and wrap my attention around it when we're reading not only Chaitanya Caritamrta but also Srimad Bhagavatam and other personal readings. Hare Krishna.
One thing that is caught my attention in the verses is the remembrance. By just remembering the spiritual master and the devotees, we could easily remember Krishna. So by that remembrance, then we can increase our Krishna consciousness. That's all.
Okay. Who else?
It seems like all the verses right now are establishing the identity of the author, Lord Chaitanya, and what I really appreciate moving forward here is that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami emphasizes that he's in Vrindavan, remembering Radha and Krishna to establish the identity of Lord Chaitanya. And also, it seems like my favorite verse out of the ones we discussed is text 32. Lord Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as the spiritual masters, the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions. They are all 6 in 1. It seems as if Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he foresaw that there would be a lot of talks about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's identity in the future, and he's already emphasizing the importance of these 6 identities, knowing that in the future, these individuals will be the ones partaking in the discussions of Lord Chaitanya and establishing his identity to all the conditioned souls in this material world. Yeah.
Thank you. Someone else? Someone else?
I just thought of the faith that has to be established based on the scriptures, and that's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj, establishing the position of Krishna based on scriptures. So that's a very, very important point, because the faith has to be based on scriptures. So like that.
Right.
Hare Krishna. So, first of all, I realized that in the beginning we have to pay obeisances first to the spiritual master, which means we are in spiritual life. We are totally indebted and grateful to the spiritual master. Is the first personality that we have to really pay respect, and without him, then we cannot move on and make advancement in spiritual life. And second, that it states here that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, and Radha and Krishna were separate, previously separated, and then they become one in the personality of Lord Chaitanya. And it is also stated here, he has appeared in the age of Kali. This is, I think, quite confidential. By his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So you are very fortunate that in Vrajika village, we have 2 deities of Gaur-Nitai. And therefore there's hope that we can imbibe this mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Hari Hari.
Nice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to share 2 things. One thing is I was surprised that Srila Prabhupada in his purport, he extensively was giving us a lesson in the geography of India. And at the same time, the acharyas coming from Uttar Pradesh, and this and this and that. And it was eye-opening for me that all this acharya comes from this southern part of India, this part of India. So it's not only reading the scripture is not only philosophically, get understanding, but also the history, of the acharyas and the places that we become. We go to India, but we don't really know the locations in detail. And the second is that, as we all know, I've read for so many times that there are two spiritual masters, the initiator and the one who gives the instructions. And again and again we hear this and we read this, but then reading again that we say that they are equal. The one who initiates gives diksha, and those who gives the siksha, they are equal in their in their level. So sometimes we don't really realize this, and most of the time we just only have the faith on the diksha guru. But again, I think we have to really try to inculcate and try to, realize this, what is being said in the Prabhupada's teaching us. Hare Krishna.
From Ratna Valley, Mataji. Thank you very much, Srila Guru Maharaj and Sridham Prabhu. Hare Krishna. My takeaway is that the author, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj, offered obeisances to many spiritual masters. This means paying respects is very important for one to gain the blessings of the acharyas and quickly advance in Krishna consciousness. I think we have from Chinese devotees. We'll just wait for Lila.
Hare Krishna. The first comment is from Varshana Sundari Mataji. I don't know if I can be heard or not. I keep hearing my own voice.
We can hear you.
The first one from Varshana Sundari Mataji. The verse impressed her most is from chapter 1, verse number 20. In the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benedictions. This gives us a clue of how to invoke the blessings of the spiritual masters and devotees and the Lord Himself.
We heard this, Shamalila. You have more?
Yes, another one from Labanga Laliti Kamadaji. She quoted from some of the purport in one of the verse. She said, external energy can never be combined with the Lord. It's just like darkness cannot exist in a daytime. But darkness is just a phenomenon where the light is covered temporarily. But darkness cannot exist independently from the light. This explains the relationship between external energy and the Lord. And this also gives us a reason why we need to pray. We are individual souls. Most of the time we are in the illusory energy. So to pray to the Lord is the only way for us to maintain our devotional service. And the first step is to surrender to the Lord through a spiritual master. Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj, for your association.
Hare Krishna. Is there something more? That's it? Okay, Kantata has something.
Sorry for the second opportunity, but I just want to say thank you for organizing this, because really the relationship with Krishna is just a matter of consciousness. So by having this kind of session, then it really improves our consciousness that we can always be connected with Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for this wonderful opportunity for us to be with you. And I don't know if this is just speculation, but I have noticed that Lord Nityananda is glorified 5 times. And we all know that Lord Nityananda is the original spiritual master. And we really need to ask the mercy of Lord Nityananda for us to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Nice. Something more you have? No. Well, what struck me, I think, most was Namo Mahavanaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gaurantashaya Namaha. That Lord Chaitanya is the most magnificent of all incarnations because he freely bestows upon everyone pure love of Krishna. When Krishna came, he asked for surrender. Sarvadharma parityajya mamikam sharanam. He asked for surrender. But few could give it on that level. But when he was thinking how to come, how to best facilitate. And so he came as Lord Chaitanya. And in this way, he gave the most precious gift in a very easy way. Just anyone who would accept the holy name, simply chant the holy name, and then could get the highest thing. That's my thought on that. A lot of these verses are foundational. They're laying a foundation now, and then he will begin to explain them one after the other. So there'll be a lot more coming out. So this is more or less the structure that's happening here. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Yeah, so tomorrow at the same time we have Lilamrita, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. We'll start from the beginning. Yeah. A lot of nectar there. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Tagore Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Sri Chaitanya Caritamrta Ki Jai. Hari Bo.
Maharaj ki jai.